So I'm a junior in college. I got about 2.5 semesters to go. I'm almost done. I'm getting kind of sick of the routine, but I'm almost getting done. But what I've noticed in my time in college is how the student body behaves in a general way. And I could be wrong about this. This is basically just a giant presupposition. But I just feel like if I went to college 20 years ago, the classes that I would have taken, they would have been much more interactive. They would have been much more active. What I mean is I feel like nowadays kids don't care. Everybody is just so nonchalant, so chill that it comes across that they don't care at all about what they're learning. And that could be the case in a lot of instances. There's a lot of classes that you're forced to take, a lot of required classes. And you can't expect everybody to care about every subject. That's completely unrealistic. But even so, it's like it doesn't matter. It hardly matters. Since most people are just there. And it's different than high school, right? You don't pay for high school. You're forced to go to high school. But college, the stakes are raised a lot. It's when you're young, it's a big thing to spend all that time and money to learn in a higher institution. And I just feel like nobody cares about it. And if they do care, they don't show it, which is sad. Because maybe one of the theories I have is maybe everybody is just collectively insecure. I mean, I'm no exception to the rule. I'm also fairly quiet to myself, but I care, man. I enjoy learning about a lot of the topics, a lot of the classes I've taken. I found a lot of it really interesting. But I just don't. There's this certain energy in the room. You just get the impression that people are they're just there. They're just there. Only because, bare minimum, because they have to. They don't actually care about anything that they're doing. And it's like, man, I get that impression too with my major, and I'm in the meat and potatoes of my film major, fittingly enough. So I interact with the same peers often, and I did last semester too. And it's just, a lot of the people I work with are very smart and they know what they're doing. They have done their own film projects. They work on stuff all the time. Some of them have like their own businesses. And I suppose there's an exception to this rule, but it still feels like a lot of kids are just kind of, we get in the classroom, we get to our studio area, and we build the cameras, and it's just we're not really talking much. There's a little bit of conversing going on. We're active. We're engaged in the activity, but there's just that spark that's missing. Where I feel like if I was there 20 years ago, like every single class, every single, like even passing time would just be met with friendly faces, like constant socialization, like this sense of community, people helping each other out, learning together. I just think that's gone. I don't know what it is, if it's like a societal indoctrination or what, but the community has just been degraded. Maybe I'm the one who's insecure. Maybe I just need to take the initiative, start talking to people, because I understand I'm not exactly active when it comes to socialization. I'm not very outgoing, I'm not very social, but I'm friendly enough. But even so, maybe it's on me. But I also just get the impression that as a whole, there's just, the stakes aren't there. People don't care as much. And maybe everybody's insecure too. This could be a collective sort of barrier that has been placed up. But it doesn't have to be like that, man. Like, we're living in a world where you have to make your friends from an early age and then just stick with them, because there's no way in hell that the older you get, the more you're going to make any friends. There's no chance of that happening. You need to get friends as soon as you can, and then y'all need to hang on for dear life. Because it's just, things are different. It's just not how it is anymore. I mean, at least in my experience, but I'm also kind of a incel-like figure. I'm kind of a loser. Maybe we were all indoctrinated to just believe collectively that there's this unspoken rule that we just can't really be outgoing or show much of our personality when working, when in school, that we should just kind of do the bare minimum, I guess, not express anything. I mean, I get a film's not your thing, all right? But if you're in the classes that I'm in, I would expect y'all to be pretty comfortable with the stuff. I don't know. I don't understand people. I don't understand myself. It's just introspection. I'm not accusing everybody. Everybody's super nice. But just what would it have been like a couple years ago? 10 years ago? What are we seeing the long-term effects of the digital world? Are we seeing that manifest itself into our social lives, into our institutions? Weird, man. Food for thought. Y'all have a good one.